right, take a look at my 2015 Honda Civic. It's got a few issues, but we're gonna get that figured out. Let's take a look at this. So as you can see with this Honda Civic, there's not any really physical damage. There's no body, structural, anything like that. What this does have is mechanical damage. A lot of the stuff is under the hood. Now, it is running right now because I can't turn it off, because if I do, it will die and I'm gonna have to push it really far back to where my house is. Now, one of the things you'll notice is this battery right here. This is a problem why I can't turn it off. It is shot. Put my battery tender on it, which also analyzes the battery, and it is no good. The next thing we have to do is the belt. So the belt has a tensioner on it, and it's also what drives your motor. So the tensioner is no good, which is why we're getting all this ticking sound. Ticking. When you're inside this car, oh man, the AC, it's not that great. We also got to do an AC compressor, a filter dryer, and then recharge the system itself so we can try to get this thing blowing nice, frigid, cold air. With that, now we just got to get this into the Rusted Wrench garage and get to wrenching. Now, this car is dirty. It needs a little bit of help. I'd like to get it back on the road, and we're going to try to turn this around fairly quick. By the time the sun rises tomorrow, hopefully it's done. And the last thing we got to do is just clean it. If we got to do just that, we are on track. So, I can't stick around for too much longer, so you're just going to have to come along and see what happens. So, peace. Hey. What are you doing? We gotta go work on a car. Let's go. Goodness gracious, get in the car. Come on. All right, so we finally made it back in the garage. Let's get this hood open. Let's get this checked out and see what we can do to get this fixed in a record time. Because it's got the little small issues, and I believe if we set a timer, we can get this going and get this back on the road in the morning. Okay, like I said, I think we're gonna start on the timer, and with that, let's go. So, first things first, we're gonna get this battery out. Now, this battery is pretty shot, so I had it on my battery tender and it just was not doing very well. So I think it was pulling about 5 volts, which is nothing. That is weak. I think these just have the hooks on them. Yeah, they just have hooks. These are pretty simple. Just got little hooks on them and they just kind of hook in and then cinch your battery down. Super easy. Let's get this plastic piece and get this battery out that has no handles. Thanks, AAA, for no handles. Yeah, that is a tiny little battery. So that's out, no power to it now. So now we're ready to start with this side of things. So the alternator has to come off, and then the belt will come off, and the tensioner is right down there, can't really see. And then the AC compressor is way down there. So that'll be the next step. We're gonna start taking these wires off. We have our first step. We gotta get this electrical off the alternator. So we're gonna start doing that right now. Let's see how long it takes. All right, so that's off. Then we gotta do this one here. Let's get the belt off. I'm gonna take a 19 long wrench. Pull it off, Trixie. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta use a little bit of extra power. There you go. Okay, so the clips were quite a pain to do, but this is now out. This is your alternator. This down here is what we are going to replace. Is this right here. That's the tensioner for this car that is shot and making a lot of noise, so we're going to replace that. And then down there is the AC compressor. We're also going to replace that. What I've done is I've been able to wedge this. There's a screwdriver down here. You can see the end of it here. I was able to wedge it on this pulley here, and I'm just unloosening these bolts, a little 10mm bolt. That way I can get this off, and then I can get to this whole tensioner setup right here. Alright, so here is the new one. This is what's going to fit right down here. But yeah, this one right here is going to be the hard one to get to. Okay, so down here it's getting extremely tight, and I've already lost a couple of bolts way down there, but I have to get way down over here. And I think it's going to be easier if I go ahead and take the tire off, then I have better access to get underneath. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna get this tire off. Got my breaker bar ready, so I'm gonna do that. Oh look, and there's another bolt. I was looking for those. Hey, and there's my clip too. I'm finding everything in here. That was way harder than I expected, but that's okay because we are almost got this tensioner off, and then we got to do the AC compressor, which will be fun in its own anyway. So let's go see what we got from here. Now we're at getting this guy off right here. All right, hopefully this is just a 12, I believe. Let's see. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can't be doing that. Right, this thing is not easy. You have to really play with this to get it out. I just kind of swooped it all the way around it. And then there's the old tensioner. So I was able to, it sits like this, and I was able to kind of rock it around until I was pulled it out. New one. Bad part, no good. Bad part, bad. Good part, good. Now, since we got that out of the way, it's time to start tackling the AC compressor, because I might as well start on that before I start putting any of this back in there, because that means more stuff out of the way so that I can get this pulled out easier, hopefully, maybe. So if we come back in here, this is your AC compressor. You can kind of see, let me get the light a little lower. So your AC compressor is all this down there. So we're going to remove the arch lining and the wheel. It's going to make it a little easier to get to this. There's a couple of bolts we're going to have to take out. Looks like there's one over here, and there's probably another one somewhere else that I can't see. Now, one thing I will say, when you are doing your AC compressor, you should properly dispose of your refrigerant. It's not recommended to just release that into the atmosphere. So make sure you take care of doing that action first. So the AC compressor is finally out, so now I gotta figure out how to get this thing out of here, because I don't think I can go up. I think looking at this, I'm gonna have to go out through the wheel well. There's gotta be a right way to do this, because I'm definitely doing it the wrong way. Okay, so right down here there's this bracket. I was trying to get the compressor out through the wheel well and then try to do up, but this is nice. It has two bolts, one on top, one on bottom. You can just take this off and then you can have access to that compressor. Damn, this thing is heavy. Oh. All right, now we get to compare and see if this is actually the correct one that I got. All right, so here we go. I mean, there's a few things different like this, but these are just covers. Like, directions are correct. And then overall size is, I think we got a pretty good size. This one looks a little, had a few more hot wings. So we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes so far. Moving on. Compressor. Hey, what's this? Hey, it's the fresh beads. You gotta make sure your compressor is nice and fresh. Don't want a sour compressor. The hardest part about this is these bottom ones here, because they're underneath. You got the frame that runs right here, and you can barely get your hands up under here to get this one. This one's not bad, but this one, that one's a pain. That about wraps it up with the Honda. Got a lot done with this thing. Let's see what our time turned out to be. 4 hours and 23 minutes. Now that's give or take a little bit because it did stop the timer and this to go get something to eat, and went to the store real quick as well. So yeah, 4 hours, almost 5 hours to get this job done. So not too bad. All right, just to recap on what we did with the Honda Civic today is we got the belt changed out. We got the belt tensioner changed out, which also had the pulley on it. We also did the AC compressor, the filter dryer, which was down in here, and then we filled it with refrigerant as well. I still need to top it off a little bit, but I'll wait to do that once we actually get a battery, because we still don't have a battery because it's, well, it is 4 in the morning. So yeah, that happened. I swear it was just 1 a.m. So anyways, that'll about wrap up this project. Everything's back together, tightened up. Now we just gotta wait till the morning. We can try to get the new battery in here, get this out, test the AC, test the belt pulleys, test the belt, test the noise, test. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure we did our work right. This is Rusted Wrench Garage, and I hope to see you next time when we get another car in the garage. We get it fixed, we get it repaired, we get it modified. Who knows? Could be in one of those. Anyways, I'm out. I'm tired. Later.